All right. Hey, everybody. Hold it. Wait, what in the world? Oh, got a little delay going on here. Give me 1 second. I think we're good now. Just let me make sure before we get started. Nope. I still can't find where that's coming from. It's not from a phone. The hail event in Utah. No, I missed it. What in the heck is that? Hang on a second. Okay, I think I have the problem solved. Oh. Get that squared away. Go back. But no, Tornado Explorer did not hear about the event in Utah. This wasn't a Kansas event to begin with, Kevin. This was more of a. I was thinking this would be more of an Iowa and Nebraska event. The mode is really more up here, but it looks like we're kind of failing here too. Eventually, we're going to see this consolidate into a line of storm. So the damaging wind threat's what I'm actually more interested in, and also the hail here. Now, I'm curious about what happened today over here in Utah. Oh, golf ball size hail. I mean, you never know. I remember there's been an event over here in Georgia where we had golf ball sized hail and severe storms weren't in the forecast. So, not unheard of. It can happen. It can happen anywhere, man. No, I'm still hearing the delay. Where is that? What is that? I thought I had it taken care of. What is that? Okay, there we go. Dang, that was irritating. There's no low level shear in northeast Kansas to really work with. All the shear is going to be up here, and it's really going to be within the next hour or so. So it still might not be done there yet. But that's why they only went with a 5. I was kind of expecting a 5%, to be honest, though. Anyway, let me go ahead and get a music playlist going while we're waiting to see what happens with these storms. All right. Okay. Also, if you see my guitar on the side, I was working on some stuff earlier. That, however, I cannot show you guys currently. That is a little special secret. Down the line, though, maybe we can reveal that to you guys. All right, here we go. Storm relative velocity is different from shear, buddy. And you want to look for 20 on shear if you're looking on a SQT. You typically want to look for at least something close to 20. A lot of these over in this area have been doing 10s and 11s right now. A little further up to the north, within the next hour, we can expect some 20s and some 30s. That's what made me really go live. We do have enough storm level velocity to get the 70-mile-per-hour gust. There's also a hatched risk over for this towards this area for hail. I'm wondering just how large that hail could get. I think this could be the beginning of our cluster, our big cluster storms here. Our eventual MCS for tomorrow will end up probably coming from this southern sector, especially. I think the whole thing congealed. This is just clusters, more or less, just like Kevin was saying, really. If any of these can go discrete, I think there's a chance they can produce, especially as they go further to the north and east. Especially if you get past Omaha here, over the next hour, the wind shear is going to increase. The low-level jet's going to start to kick in, and that's when the threat, I think, will be at its highest. The threat could maintain itself into the evening, but some inhibition's going to come in later and kind of slow things down. And just like that, what do you know? Tornado warning here. This tornado warning's in effect for northwestern Pottawatomie County and Marshall County in northeastern Kansas. This is 5 miles north of Olsburg. This is moving east at 30. This also has the potential to produce quarter-sized hail. This is in effect until 7:45 Central Time, so we got a good little ways to go here. But this is radar indicated, and locations of the warning are Blaine and Olsburg. So let's go ahead and look at it on velocity. That's the other thing you got to pay attention to in these regions, is right on the tail end of these little clusters here, you can get a little bit of spin real quick. These typically will not last long. This environment really isn't suited for anything long track. But we all know the weather likes to surprise us, and I can see it pretty clearly where we have our rotation. For me, it sticks out like a sore thumb. It's right here where our spin up is, where our potential spin up could be. This is not on the ground from the looks of it. I don't see any, obviously I don't see much in the way of debris here. At least not on the correlation coefficient. Exactly. Alright, oh wow, already up to 9 likes, guys. Appreciate you. Put this down here towards the bottom so that we can get a clear view of the cell. Yeah, it's a sneaky little area rotation, but it's pretty solid. It's pretty notable, I would say. Odds are that Corey's not going to see this. Based on his current vantage point, he's going to be blocked by the rain. Thing is, though, if he can get down to this area, it would be pretty photogenic. Or at least that I would think so right now. There is a lot of precipitable water towards this region, so if we do get something to spin up here, there is a chance it could get rain wrapped. Move this back up top. I don't like how it looks on the bottom. Just thought I'd try something different. Also, if you haven't, guys, make sure you're hitting that like button and also hit that subscribe button. If you are new around here, glad to see if you are as well. If you're not, welcome back. Good to see you all. I'm hoping everyone's doing well and has had a good day. I know some of you are a little bit younger and are just now starting school back up. I'm hoping that's going well too, by the way. I will be starting work back up on Monday. Off season is over. It is go time for me. So uploads may be a little hectic for a while, but I haven't given up. I'll still be here. Just may not be able to catch every single stream I really didn't even when I was during the off season. Hope it goes well for you, Tornado Explorer. Is it okay if I call you Tor Explorer? Nah, I think that sounds a little bit too much like door. Oh, there it is. It's got a good view of it now. You can see the base of the storm right here. Looks like a wall cloud might be trying to looks like we might have a wall cloud here. It's kind of hard to see. It's kind of hard to say right now. Trees are kind of in the way. You can tell that there's something going on there. But he's got a good view of it. And the good thing with these storms is they're not moving exceptionally fast. 30 miles an hour is a pretty solid speed. So these storms will be pretty easy for these guys to catch. Alright, if you want me to call you Tor Explorer. I think Tor X sounds better, actually. Okay, there's no tornado possible tags with these other ones. That's one thing about the live coverages, especially during these linear events. You always have to watch for the tornado possible tags along that line. Right now, obviously, especially the further south we go, I'm not as concerned about tornado threat. I think it's more going to be, like I said, more so towards the northeast a bit more. Going to kind of be relative with the current storm motion. This little area of rain here may limit things, actually. Unless this rain forms an outflow boundary behind it, which doesn't seem far-fetched, but kind of against that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It may limit convection. Sometimes you can get a little outflow boundary to form, but I'm leaning against that. I think this is going to limit convection. Ooh, that's some pretty lightning right there. Got a shelf cloud too, it looks like. Let's go and look at this. It looks like it's trying to wrap up. But it's got like a little bent dog leg here, so it's gonna be hard to keep it's gonna be hard for this thing to keep its shape here. I think this is gonna be a really good damaging wind maker for sure though. Yeah, that rotation's starting to weaken. That shelf cloud also kind of made me wonder if this could be going outflow dominant. It definitely looks like it is. We compare this from the last 7 frames here. Yeah, it flared up pretty good for a second. The rotation's still there, but it's looking like it's starting to fall apart. Towards Columbus? Well, I mean, yeah, it could fire. It could maintain themselves, but Honestly, I don't think that area of shower activity over here will hurt it too bad here. Let's look at the surface temps. Let's actually look at the surface temps for the area. Oh no, it's still in the 80s. Let's check dew points to go along with that surface. With that front moving in that direction too, to the northeast, it actually may give the storms a better chance, maybe. Oh no, this is stationary actually, never mind. I thought this was... Well, this front eventually will move actually though. It's just at what time. A little toasty in here right now. Maybe it's just the shirt. They have a long way to go before you can even say they would identify as supercellular. Yeah, they have a shot. It just really depends on convective mode, but we're thinking it's probably going to end up being clustered. But if one of these can branch off, it's really going to be interesting to see what these end up doing. Other interesting thing is these are further south of the line, a little bit behind this line here. From what I was seeing on HRRR, did look like the line kind of veered back over this way a little bit as time went on. So like I said, it looks like a cross-section kind of develops right around this region here. We have the northeastward motion and then the winds coming from the south. Oh wow, that's a terrible arrow. Wow. Not an artist, guys. Not an artist at all. Just letting you know. Yeah, because there's going to be a moisture surge over the course of the next hour or two over towards Des Moines and areas further off to the east. You can actually kind of see that even being indicated over here towards Kansas City. That's going to push its way further off to the north, and then as the front comes in, it pushes east, which also caused the setup for tornado for maybe tomorrow's event over towards eastern parts of Iowa and then also Illinois. I mean, it's a severe thunderstorm watch. It's not going to have a high probability of tornadoes. I mean, it's 20%. So I wouldn't get my hopes up too high. Partially, I just really decided to get on because I wanted to. Tornado 2 is also possible. I mean, well, we mentioned that in the description of the stream, so... Like I said, it's not too far outside the expectation we already had. Really, I'm waiting to see what this does in regards to hail. In the early days of my streaming, I sometimes would stream hail events. So... I don't know what to expect with this one. I think the wind threat could be dude, we just discussed it. Low level shear is going to pick up within the next hour, and it's going to be sufficient. The question is, can we poke holes in the cap that's expected. You went. Oh, you had to bury someone. That's right. I remember now. Yeah, we just mentioned it though, because you asked me about this a little earlier. But over here, especially east of Omaha, is where I would be expecting the best low-level shear. Like I said, this little area of shower and storm activity does kind of leave me wondering what could happen there, but I think that ultimately it's not going to stop anything. If we can get any sort of activity develop the next hour and it's really like starts to evolve like properly, then we might have something here. Yeah, exactly. This will be a good starter chase. If I was out here, I would chase this. Chase was saying there's a tornado on the ground. Might be Corey. There's something back there. Let's turn down the music real quick and put his audio on. Allowed to mention. Yeah, there's something back there. I think that could be it. This is Corey Gherkin right here. Ooh, look at that lightning. Yeah, I do think there could be something on the ground. That's very low. It's Reed. Of course, we can't. Yeah, you can mention Storm Chaser names on here. It's just I'm not gonna. I'm almost wondering if I'm pushing my luck even trying to show the guys on Radar Omega. Honestly, the sad part is a lot of people will steal their footage and claim it as their own and then get paid for it, and that's just not something I'm really trying to do. But yeah, it definitely looks like it's kind of ramped up on radar here. It also looks like it's rain wrapped too. Yeah, there's a little something right there as well. See if we can't match that up with the correlation coefficient. Do this and then go split. Well, I mean, it's probably kicking up mostly grass at this point. There is a little weak return there, so who knows. There's something back there. I know there is. I just can't tell what. Yeah, we're starting to see a greater return. Ooh, look at the lightning. This thing's a beast. There's like, I think the amount of cape along with the lapse rates here is going to give us quite a show here in regards to this storm. Couplet's still holding, so this very likely is still on the ground. The rotation does look like it's starting to weaken though. There's something there, but the return isn't quite as bright. Alright, guys, up to 10 likes. That's freaking awesome, guys. Thank you. Also, if you could hit that share button, that would be awesome too. See if we can get out to more people tonight. We got a new goal on the channel now since we broke 1,000, obviously, because we still want to go onward and upward. But 1,200 by the end of the year doesn't seem that far-fetched, does it? Wouldn't mind running up the score just a little bit more. So it seems like a decent short-term goal. Yeah, that rotation's starting to broaden out. Just as quickly as it spun up, it's going to weaken a bit. I think with the amount of cape, though, you could see some wider tornadoes. Dang, I forgot to get some water before I started the stream. That was stupid of me. I will be right back because I'm actually quite parched. All right, we're back. These storms actually look like they're weakening already. If that's the case, that's really shocking. These storms have enough instability to keep themselves going for sure. But, it's shocking that these are weakening. I know there's a little bit of inhibition in the area, but I didn't think it would be enough to slow down these storms. It's one thing that may really slow this event down even more. This was always a conditional threat. But I'm kind of curious as to if the inhibition is really kind of choking these storms out. Seems like on radar they're getting pretty tall here. Let me look at the echo tops. Yeah, these storms are still maturing pretty well. It's just maybe the updrafts aren't as strong. One of the many mysteries of weather, it seems like right now, but I figured these would have matured by this point. But models were having a tough time picking up on this too. Yeah, his feet's struggling. Turn the music back up now. Tornado threat should stay away from Topeka for the most part. It should stay north of you. Looks like Corey's having issues with his feed. That orange ring usually means there's signal troubles. Starting to see a shear line here, so this did drop a tornado. There's a good chance that there's not one down anymore. There was a tornado for 5 minutes before roping out. I feel like if we get anything that forms up, this is what's going to be the MO at this point. I do think this is about to go outflow dominant. This is kind of showing a little bit of a trend. There's a little notch right here where it could maybe form a new mezzo. I think the old mezzo was over towards here. Now we're getting some new convection here. Question is, will this get undercut by this storm that's forming here? The thing with there being so much cape available and not much in the way and pretty weak forcing with a very limited cap, these storms are often going to form on top of each other. This is kind of what we're seeing with this one. Could be a new bounded weak echo region that tries to pop up over here just to the north of Wheaton as well. So no means are we finished, but it's not looking super impressive right now. Getting a lot of messages from Discord. Alright, there we go. Let's check on these storms that are forming over towards Columbus. It's starting to look pretty linear. Might have a little cell that's trying to pop out ahead of it. I think this convective mode is gonna really be the reason why the tornado threat fully fails. As we were mentioning before, it was already conditional as it was. starting to broaden out. We'll see what this does by the next scan. You have to almost treat these areas of rotation as a living heartbeat almost. You can see it right here. It's still there. It's a new area of interest. This could ramp back up. This is Vince and Corey over here, so they're in a good spot. They're in a good spot here. They should be able to have a good view of it. Looks like they've continued that tornado warning. I'm going to start a voting poll if anyone's interested. What I think we'll do is I'll ask you guys your thoughts on this northern mode over here towards Columbus. Right now the odds aren't looking good. Do you think there's a chance that we could get a discrete sell out of that? That'll be our Q&A. Or not our Q&A, but our voting poll. Simple yes or no question. It's your thoughts. I just want your thoughts really at this point. These guys are right in that inflow notch. There's that new mezzo starting to develop right there. There's a couple different points now. So there's a little northern point of rotation there. I think that was what I was expecting to be a bounded weak echo region. Now we have one here. Overall, this whole storm is spinning like a top. But I'm really certain as to which area you would want to go for. I would put my money on the southern mode, not so much this northern area. I think this northern area is going to fizzle out a lot faster than this area will. It might do it at the same time though. Like I said, the environment's not really set up for a long track event. It's definitely not ideal for it. This is really the only game in town. Of course. Little small areas of micro rotation that are developing all across this little weak echo region. That's what's scary about the line of storms, because sometimes when this kind of thing happens, you can literally end up being sandwiched in between little small spin-ups. And while they will be small, they can definitely do damage and cause a lot of harm. Especially dangerous if you're a storm chaser. Just trying to figure out where you could go, it turns into an absolute nightmare. Vince over here is like, I don't think so. I'm getting out of here. Nope. No, thank you, sir. Do not blame him one bit. Okay, so Quincy Bagwell was actually the person that reported the tornado that was on the ground earlier. It wasn't a wedge, it was a cone funnel. Still have another 25 minutes on this current tornado warning. The way it looks right now, I do think they'll probably extend this if it continues with its current intensity. these other storms look absolutely atrocious on radar. They look messy. I think the showers here really might actually end up messing up the convection here. There's always plenty of fail parameters when it comes to severe weather. And this is one of them. Okay, hang on a second here. Oh, just clicked the exact same radar mode I'm in. It's a nice little hook right there and a new area of rotation trying to develop. Maybe we'll have to see where this goes. This might be our one storm for the day that does something. We weren't necessarily expecting a huge tornado outbreak. See some broad rotation with this cell right here. This could evolve over time. We'll have to see what this one does. Keep forgetting every time I change the radar mode, it goes out of the loop here. I think this might be the next cell in play here. I would pay extra close attention to this one right here. It's still got a long way to go. It's still got a little bit of maturing left to go, but I'm kind of liking how it's looking. Right now, like I said before, it's very broad rotation, but it's showing signs that it wants to try and spin. And this is around the time that low-level jet is expected to start kicking up. Maybe it'll kick up a little further to the south here. I didn't expect these storms to be... Well, actually, this is about the area of interest right here. Shear seems to be a little bit better. The shear would still probably be expected to be like better over here, but I'm not entirely sure if that is the case. Models were differing on this. Still holding that little notch right there. Starting to broaden back out. I think this storm is going to really start to struggle soon if this continues. Meanwhile, our other point of interest here does not look all that great still. I think once it gets into this environment, it may start to struggle a little bit more. But if it also passes this front, it may be able to get its act together a little bit further and kind of ramp up to beautiful storm though right here that we're watching with the tornado warning. Let's look from Corey Gherkin's view again. Look at the structure, the striations in it. It's absolutely incredible to see. I think Corey's having connection issues. That is an absolute beauty right there of a storm. Regardless of whether it produces another tornado or not, I would just love being able to see that. Me personally. Not much change with this cell here. Still expected to have up to 60-mile-per-hour winds. Winds aren't even that strong on velocities right now. Here's messy. Start even headbang a little bit, it gets messy. So very quickly. It's the downside to trying to grow your hair out. I think I'm gonna put a hat back on. I don't like how it looks. Ew. Right back. I think this is better. Well, that's a relief because that means soap and water, dude. That's the easiest thing. So it's good news for you, Baconator. I mean, either way, it probably still would have been soap and water. It's not that bad. It's just gonna itch for a while, of course, which I'm sure you've already been dealing with. So, but at least the remedy is pretty simple. It's not anything worse. Were you wearing shorts? Was that the reason why? Oh. Dang, what did you do after running? Just just kind of chilled back and, or what happened? Do you know where you might have had the encounter with poison ivy? Yeah, that probably would do it for you. Now, I'm not familiar with Kansas River like that now, so I can't tell what's on there, but most of the time, from what I know about Georgia River trails, then all I do know is that there's usually a lot of poison ivy. I mean, it's a pretty moist environment over here, especially over towards Sweetwater Creek. This is an area that I'm pretty familiar with. Alright, here we go. But yeah, usually if you're gonna run that river trail, you gotta be careful if you're gonna wear shorts, because even sometimes if you don't think you're near something, you still might end up near something. At least I know that from my experience. That's why there's two reasons why I never will wear shorts while working outside landscaping. Poison ivy is one of them, yellow jackets is the other. 'Cause I have not forgotten the experience that I had about 4 years ago. And if I didn't have pants on that day, I probably would have been in some deep trouble. Then again, during the summertime, sweats are not your friend. Don't let fuzzy cactus fool you. Amen. Fuzzy cactus is not our friend. Wait, what? What the heck? So in the midst of the tornado warning, we've missed this right here. Over towards McPherson, we got 80-mile-per-hour winds. When did this happen? Like, what? That was like 20 minutes ago. That was reported by a chaser. Huh. Let me look at the Wichita radar here. Let's go with 14 frames. Because this was pretty recent. Doesn't really look that strong on radar even. No. Well, there were a couple points where it was flashing on here, but still, I'm trying to understand how this happened. That's pretty impressive right there if that actually is true. People can falsify reports. Well, it does have the shape, like it, I don't know. These are estimated, these weren't by Mesonet. I don't know about this. Alright, looks like we still got a little inflow notch here, so this thing is still trying to do a thing. But it's gonna start to struggle more, it looks like. Convective mode is definitely not on its side. I think that outflow's starting to win. Let me check something really quickly here. Okay, it was looking a little weird on my screen here. I thought the thumbnail was like right over my head. All right. So here's our here's what our voting polls on is this little cluster of storms right here. Is this gonna evolve into anything significant tonight? So far we got 2 votes, no. And I'll anticipate, I'm right now inclined to believe that you're right. We'll hang out for at least another hour to see what happens here. 'Cause really this time it was just more so a chance just to hang out with you guys this time around. There was always that chance we could have seen something crazy. I mean, we kind of did. We did get to see a tornado off of somebody's live feed, but we might be on the tail end of this one here, it looks like, folks. This is projected to produce up to ping pong ball sized hail. You're only at risk for damaging winds, dude. Tornado threat's pretty low. Even then, these storms over here towards Topeka are not really looking all that impressive. They're not very organized, as you can see on radar, so I wouldn't be too concerned about this tonight. Like I said, the threat's really going to be more off to your north. These storms have mostly a northeastward component of motion, so really I wouldn't be too concerned about this. Well, they did a considerable tag severe storm warning for this, or a destructive tag warning for this, because 80-mile-per-hour winds are now possible over to here towards Hillsborough and McPherson. It's an 80-mile-per-hour report over there earlier. So this is a destructive severe thunderstorm warning for central Marion County. They have a history of 80-mile-per-hour winds, and this is a line from Lehigh near Canton to near Mountain Ridge. It's moving east at 25 miles an hour. So Hillsborough, Marion, Gosell, Lincolnville, Lehigh, Durham, Tampa, Lost Springs, Marion Lake, and Pilsen are in the path of the storm here. You want to treat this like a tornado warning because 80-mile-per-hour winds are about as strong as a weak tornado and can be more widespread. It's not confined to just one little small funnel or wide one, but still, this can go for miles and miles across here. You can actually see the gust front here, so yeah, there's definitely some strong winds occurring right now. The radar wasn't really showing me much anything spectacular earlier, but it definitely looks like things have progressed here for sure. That gust front is always a sign of trouble. Right up in there is probably where the strongest winds are right now. We'll need to watch over towards Hutchinson as well, too. Well, they're keeping the tornado warning going. There's just it's maintaining its inflow notch, but as far as rotation itself is concerned, it's not looking impressive here. It's like this weird little embedded hybrid supercell that's trying to develop here. But yeah, it's just one big old shear line where you could have little quick spin ups within maybe a fraction of a second even. Still is a danger though to life and property, so I can agree with the warning continuing. There's a couple spots here and there where you can see we can see some minor points of rotation. It's not anything that's robust. This is looking slightly better. It's the best that it's looked in a while. We'll see what happens over here. These cells over here towards sewer also kind of interest me a little bit too. Look at some model data while I'm at it, I guess. See what we could expect down the line here. Still a good bit of instability available right now. I'm not expecting that to last for too much longer. By the time we get within the next hour or two, it's going to start to drop. Especially as the storm begin to exit the area. Timing's kind of working against it. We're gonna get a good light shot of this for sure. Go ahead and look at the cameras here. Keep an eye on the lightning on this right here. You can actually see Mamma Modest maybe over here. It's kind of hard to see from this vantage point, but that might just be Mamma Modest clouds. Or Mammatus clouds. I don't know why I always call it Mamma Modest. Mammatus. Look. Yep, this is going outflow dominant. I don't know if I would expect a warning to last with this for much longer. These storms, I would expect them to continue. Wait a minute, hang on a second here. Let's look over towards Westmoreland here. That looks suspicious right there. It's a little sneaky notch right there. We'll see if it holds up. See if it's been trending into that. We'll watch that. Depending on what that does could determine a lot. That's the other thing you keep an eye out for when you look for these line segments, are whenever you get these little mergers that will occur between cells. Sometimes you can get an increased area of rotation briefly. Call those weak echo regions. They often can produce little quick tornadoes, but they can still be pretty damaging. And this is the kind of environment where they can be quick, but they can be very destructive. And nothing really crazy going on there. If this gets a tornado possible tag, then that'll kind of confirm what we're thinking here. Yep, can confirm a modest clouds right here. And that's pretty impressive to be able to see that from the distance that the storm is. It's probably still a good, let's actually look. Good 70 miles away, and you're able to see this pretty clearly. Good field of visibility here. That also just shows how big those storms are. Make no mistake, even though these aren't producing tornadoes necessarily, they're still very powerful storms. These are the kind that'll keep you up at night, because these still have a lot of pop in them. The atmosphere around here is absolutely right. Let's check on our destructive tag severe thunderstorm warning here. This hasn't ramped up above severe limits, so I think all the energy is being taken up by this storm, and this storm looks like it's also weakening. I was really shocked to see the 80 mile per hour report over here, considering the fact that instability isn't quite as impressive over here. The shear towards the region isn't anywhere near as impressive. So, shocker. Such is the way when it comes to weather. Weak area rotation right there. Base velocity. Let's look at high res. Still something going on around there. I really think this is gonna be the main storm that we watch. Anything else, like, it'll flare it for a second and it just ascends to nothingness. Yeah, these are not gonna be. Well, hang on a second. We'll watch these southern cells right here. has a good shape to it. Still has that super cell characteristic to it. It's one of those embedded cells like, while obviously not anywhere near the same kind of intensity, like Ardmore, Oklahoma this year, or maybe Rolling Fork from last year, in regards to just what it looks like on radar in regards to shape. As far as actual intensity is concerned, this thing looks like junk compared to that. Rotation is just really not all that impressive. And it's just kind of flaring up in and out. It's just enough to really keep the warning going. And maybe in time that too may not be able to keep that. Still got 15 minutes left on said warning. Starting to see some outflow from this here. Might see some strong winds coming over towards Wheaton in a second. See if I can't get a sky cam over there or something. Try to jazz this up a little bit for you guys. Odds are I probably can't, but I'm gonna at least try. Yeah, there's nothing over here. I instantly looked. Maybe I can get a DOT camera? Well, never mind. I guess there really isn't anything over here. Out in the plains, they just don't have that kind of coverage for stuff like this. Or in regards to stuff like Department of Transportation, I guess the funding's just different. I mean, these states are pretty big, but also very rural, so I mean, I guess it makes sense. This kind of sucks for us. Brandon Kopic taking a look at his feed, seeing what's over here. See some greenage here, so we could get some hail out of this as well. Also looks like it's just a tad bit dusty, so getting some damaging wind potential with this as well, of course. But that's to be expected, though. See these little weird areas that'll pop up here and there. Those are what I'm keeping an extra close eye on. Like I said, it might be just enough to help keep the warning going, but that's about it. I think we'll probably be off of here in the next 30. Yeah, I think the little convection that popped up over here earlier is going to inhibit this northern end of the severe watch significantly, so that tears it for that. Oh yeah? Oh yeah, I remember you telling me about that. I remember we were live for that event. That was a cool moment for you, I'm sure. Oh yeah, there it is right there. Alright, Baconator, have a good night, man. You may have seen something. I mean, this one storm we're watching with a warning did produce. But outside of that, well, I think it would have been out for a little bit and then in before, yeah. So, I think you would have been happy with today. Yeah, these storms have had beautiful structure too. So, you would have got some good pictures too. You would have got some good pictures. I think you would have been happy with today, even if you didn't get if you didn't get one that produced. I think it would have been a really good day for you to go out, actually. Yeah. But hey, life be life, and sometimes got priorities to take care of. Good night, man. You are going to bed. Yep, they've gone with a new severe thunderstorm warning now, so that's kind of telling me they're not expecting this to maintain itself for much longer. We'll find out really more so in the next 5 minutes or so. Yeah, that's true too. That's the thing about storm chasing that a lot of people don't realize. Your car takes a beating. And that's why I like the games like Felicity and Twisted. Especially Twisted, because they do kind of simulate that kind of thing. But in any case though, you know, it's very much a real thing. And it does hamper your car. Hang on 1 second here. I was just trying to see if Kroger was open. Pause. That sounds super sus, dude. Why do you do this? Why do you do this, man? Have a good night, man. I hope you feel better. Oh, you should screenshot that and send that to Kyle. He's gonna be like, what the hell? He's gonna be like, what the hell, dude? Hey, you're the one who put it in chat, not me. Oh, that's hilarious. Please make sure you screenshot that before you go to bed, or better yet, I got it. That's freaking good. That's freaking great. Hang on. Ah, that was funny. Alright, good night, Baconator. See you later, See you later, man. Oh, man, that was funny. That was great. Thank you for the laugh. That was much needed. Yeah, it doesn't look like these guys are going to reissue on this. Yeah, I think we'll hang out for another 20 minutes, and then we'll call it a night ourselves. Of course, you do a little buffering. Man, whatever. Still big deal. Hey, we haven't dropped any frames tonight, though, so you know what? Screw you, too. Well, good night. Hang on a minute. No. I thought you were going to bed, Baconator. Huh? Don't you have your, Don't you have the 2 Benadryl and your little special... Never mind, I'm not going to say that. Said you had your 2 Benadryl and your, special stuff that you were going to apply, sir. I seriously do not know why you said it that way, man. That was so awkward. It's funny. It's still a good inflow notch there. It just doesn't want to let go. Yeah, it's going outflow dominant though still. Still producing incredible amounts of lightning. Let's take a look at this feed real quick before we go. Beautiful view of the storm. If you see me smirking on here, yes, I'm messing with my mods on Discord. Gotta find something to do. I'm still watching this, obviously, but there really isn't going to be much anything. There's really not much anything left to watch. Oh, that's funny. I'm sorry, Baconator. see what they do with this here. I'm anticipating this warning to just expire, no reissue. If it does happen, it'll probably be after I go offline. And there goes the warning. Been one crazy call. Oh, I mean, it was conditional. I mean, you never. Dang it! I knew that was gonna happen. Oh, uh-oh. I think Brandon had a close call, some lightning there. Well, Potawatomi and Jackson County still under a tornado warning. Really, at this point, I'm like, I don't know. This was capable of producing a tornado towards Onaga. This is moving east at 35. So locations include Onaga, Soldier, and Havensville. I had to mess with my mods for a little bit. But yeah, it's okay, Tornado Explorer. It's all good, dude. It's just been... not much has really changed after that one report. Beyond that, it's just been a lot of lightning, beautiful storm structure. Baconator acting a little... Baconator, well, not even acting a little, just Baconator being Baconator. And that's why we love having him here on stream. But, yeah. Nothing too out of the ordinary here. Did get an 80 mile per hour gust near McPherson. But that storm looks like it's weakening as well, so. Yeah, not really much going on now. Outside of this one tornado warning here. Storms up to the north have not done anything. We get convection, but I think what's happened is just like what Kevin was saying here. This area had convection fire out ahead of this main area of storms here, so those storms didn't really evolve like we were anticipating. Just the timing was just misaligned with this event. Models were kind of struggling with this, in all fairness. There's not a lot of model agreement, and it's hard to get that during the summertime, so all in all, it makes sense. But in case something did pop off, I at least wanted to try and be here. But it's also motivation to help kind of improve my own forecasting skills. it's not like I was off the mark by a lot, but I would love to always try to make these streams a little bit more entertaining for you guys. Because on slow days like this, I know it can be a bore for you guys. My water at. Something to drink. Let's keep ourselves hydrated. Okay, now we're going outflow dominance. I think this really was its last hurrah now. I think I'm probably going to still get off the next 8 minutes. Go to the store too, probably get some ice cream. Try to figure out what we're going to do for a video tomorrow, because there's still severe weather to talk about. Of course, there's also Ernesto. Might even make a short tonight, who knows. Well, yeah, it's this weekend, so I actually do have the opportunity to do so. I just need to find some beach cameras to get access to, and I should be able to do it no problem. That is some beautiful storm structure right there. That's honestly my favorite part of storm chasing. Not necessarily the tornadoes or hail or anything of the like. Just getting to look at storm structure would be absolute paradise for me. I may even go live for tomorrow's severe weather, depending on what parameters end up doing. It's not going to be much of a tornado threat, but maybe the damaging wind threat may go up. Kind of up in the air with it. It might be a last-minute decision on my part, honestly. I think that's really just one of those nowcast situations. little lowering right there. But that's all it really is, just a scary looking cloud at this point. The rotation is being pretty broad. This is the best area we have really at this point. Even then, I haven't seen anything that really captures my eye with that. It could still produce something sneaky down the line though. Still gets a severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-per-hour winds, which is expected. This definitely has that look on radar for sure. Nice little squall line trying to develop here. It's going to evolve into an MCS later tonight, of course, as we all know. But, like I said, wouldn't expect anything too wild out of this. You're over towards Leavenworth and Lansing, maybe Atchison, St. Joseph. Gonna have to keep an eye on this little storm here. Could have some damaging winds with it, maybe some hail, and maybe the chance of a brief tornado. Beyond that, wouldn't worry too much. Hope you speak. I hope he's extra careful with all that lightning around. Look at all the hail nets on his roof. Anyway, though, we're gonna go ahead and get ready to get out of here. Definitely be seeing you guys tomorrow with another video. Just gonna hang out. But until then, everybody take care. Have a good night.